What is the difference between being punk and being a punk?
We are here to talk some punk rock, some music, comics.
Punk culture, DIY shit, anything we want to talk about.
That's what fascinates me. Give me everything. Absolutely everything.
I find that music and comics have always been intertwined.
Muckspout.
Chicks dig it. Don't worry.
Hey everybody, welcome to Muckspout. Merry Christmas. Welcome
Happy
to
holidays.
Muck the Halls, as John has termed
I've
it.
unofficially dubbed it that. And this started from a conversation that I was having with Eric and Chuck about. I basically, Chuck just asked the questions before we got started here. Does it have to be something that's brand new, or does it, basically what I was saying is if you've been on this earth, long time, like some of us, like me, have been, and you hear the same shit over and over again every year, you want an alternative, even if it's just a cover of the same song in kind of a fun, punky way, or if it's, more power to you if you got it in you to write an original song. That's fantastic. I'd rather have that, but I just don't want to hear the same stuff over and over and over again, especially if you've ever worked in a corporate setting where they turn on that holiday radio, day after Thanksgiving. Yeah, and you just slowly go out of your goddamn mind. So that was my point.
So this originated from John going a little Grinch.
It's not necessarily going Grinch. It's wanting to stay non-Grinch by providing alternative soundtracks to our holidays. Let's put it that way.
There you go.
It's like the better tasting tofurkey of Christmas carols.
Exactly. Something a little fucking different. That's all I'm saying. It's like I don't necessarily need like I was saying, as long as it's not the Burl Ives version of Frosty the Snowman, and I can go to something like the Ramones, Merry Christmas, I Don't Want to Fight Tonight, something like that. It's it's just switching something out for some, it's like the Shell game with the song list. So
see, I tried to. I think most of the ones that I did were original songs because I tried to stay away from those. But I think one of my favorite kind of covers of a Christmas song is fairly traditional, but I don't think they play it a lot. And for me, that's Little Drummer Boy, done by Bing Crosby and David Bowie.
There was a little bit of me that almost put it on there, but I listened to it again, and it is a little slow. So I was like, just for our playlist, I kept it off of there. But that is one of the ones that my wife and I every year would listen to, and it's definitely holds a special place in our heart for sure. Because Bowie is just so huge, of an influence on all of us.
And Bing Crosby was kind of the shit too.
Yeah,
like my first Christmas movie every year is pretty much White Christmas. I'm traditional as fuck with that.
He was smart enough to beat his kids with a bag of oranges to not leave bruises, which I think is brilliant.
Yeah, that's by the standards of like the 1950s. That was a good man.
That was a very good man.
So we're getting off to a solid start here. 3 minutes in, and we're talking about beating kids. All right. Okay. Top that, people.
It feels like a Muckspout Christmas, motherfuckers.
Hey, while you're already here, why don't you go ahead and like and subscribe? And if there's a bell on your screen, click that bitch so we can keep doing this shit.
Oh, so who wants to throw a song out there? Get it cracking.
Why don't you start us off, mister? You got your hand on the control.
Yeah. You know what? So one of my regular favorites this time of year is last year for our Christmas episode, we had Josh Caterer on, and he played a handful
that was fabulous.
Yeah, he was great. And so he had a band between iterations of Smoking Popes, he had a band called Duval, and they did a Christmas album. And it was amazing because I've been hearing him do Christmas songs like for years. So that's one of them that was on my list. Like he's got like a bunch of takes on, like traditional songs like Oh Holy Night, Joy to the World. stuff like that. So I could queue up some Joy to the World.
Sounds good. And I'm assuming you saw that I put Mr. Caterer's solo thing from last year on our playlist as well.
Yeah.
We should probably plug that, as well as we have a Spotify playlist that's called Muck the Halls that we'll put up the link at some point too for everyone, and we'll have it on our website and on our social media. But it will have all of this music that we're featuring tonight.
And we're not going to play entire songs, so don't worry. You don't have to get up and go get something to drink if you don't like the song. It'll be over quick. You can still go get a drink, though. It's actually kind of funny that I picked a song by him that doesn't have his voice, now that I think about it.
Is this completely instrumental?
So, for somebody, yeah, I was gonna say, I picked a band where the lead singer has the most amazing voice on the planet, and then I picked one fucking song on here that doesn't have his voice. So let me try that again. Actually, I was in the studio with them when they recorded this song, and I have a funny story about it, so I'm gonna pull it up. Let me get through the YouTube ad.
Eric can do anything, it's pulling it.
And so this is another traditional.
Said the night wind to the little lamb, do you see what I see? Way up in the sky, little lamb, do you see what I see? A star, dancing in the night with a tail as big as a kite.
That's a song you
With
can
a
sing
tail
around the
as
campfire,
big
right?
as a
Or
kite.
the fire in the house. That's a song that you can sing around the fire, around the
Yeah.
house, like, with an acoustic. It's so well done. I love that.
Yeah, it gets heavier into it. Oh, this is my favorite part.
Ringing through the sky, shepherd boy. Do you hear what I hear?
Now it's later. The sun comes in on one of the parts, and that's the funny story I got from that video recording. Skip ahead a little bit.
Do you know what I know?
That was fun.
Cute.
He was like, I don't know, 4 or 5, and he's in the studio, and he didn't want to sing, and his mom said, if you'll go in and you'll sing this one line, I'll give you some cookies. And he jumped up out of his seat and ran into the studio.
Who is that?
The Josh's kid.
Oh,
Elliot.
okay.
Yeah, it was hilarious though. He just hightailed it into the studio to sing his one line.
That's
But, yeah.
cute.
So, anyways, that whole album is great. He's got an original. I think he has 2 original tracks on there, and the rest are traditionals. And he's just got a phenomenal voice and an amazing band behind him. So that's one that I always recommend. And it's like a seasonal must for me.
I'm very much a Die Hard is a Christmas movie kind of guy. I don't want to watch the same old damn Christmas movies every year. And so, and for me, a lot of Christmases I've had to work over, and a lot of, and for the ones that I haven't, my wife, Wendy, has had to work at several as well. And it can be very frustrating. And so I remember last year, my oldest child and I, we ended up going out door dashing Christmas Eve. And one of the songs we went to right away, because we wanted to sing and joke around and stuff as you're working on Christmas Eve, was Harvey Danger's Sometimes You Gotta Work on Christmas. And I love that track just by itself. But as a very non-traditional Christmas song, it starts off kind of slow and sad because it's a sad idea, but it gets to be pretty fun. And you can actually, he talks in the song about sitting behind the counter and stealing drinks, alcoholic drinks. And one of the lines which I absolutely love on it is, oh my gosh, my vodka snow is melting, the alcohol isn't helping. And I just love that line. And he's such a great lyricist, but that track is such a good song.
A studio apartment in a dull part of Seattle. A strand of lights suspended by a thumbtack in the drywall.
Like, he sets up that scene right away.
Yeah.
The restaurants are closed, so are the record shops, the banks and bars and Bartell drugs, and so's the half-price bookstore.
Very specific. I like
The
it.
movies
Yeah.
are always open, and I always have to open.
Like, it kind of goes like this for most of the track, and then if you jump towards the end, about a minute or two before it ends, it hits a nice.
Oh.
Yeah, it goes maybe a little bit earlier than that, and it hits this, and yeah. I love it. And it's just them with the jingle bells rocking out. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it. Good pick.
My turn. I take it.
Sure.
Okay. So you'll notice you guys had real nice stories and everything. I tend to like songs with the word fuck in it. So I'm gonna go
I'll
right
never turn
to,
down a fuck song.
we'll go for my second pick, Eric, the one that was Ben Folds, The Bizarre Christmas Incident. It's the real chorus of it is essentially Santa was a big fat fuck. So it makes me chuckle every time, and it brings me joy to hear that phrase every year. So, and it's just funny overall. I tend to like a little bit of sense of humor with my
Ben Folds is fun.
Hey, Grandpa. Yeah, Mike. Let's tell him a little story about what happened this Christmas. Yeah, tell him. Christmas Eve, I didn't get much sleep. I kept hearing things, heavy breathing from the chimney. Who could it be? What happened then? I went back to sleep. Tired, I went back to sleep.
Essentially, I just need to hear the chorus, and then we can.
In the morning, I couldn't believe
I'm not stopping this until I hear the word fuck.
There you go.
a whale of a corpse with a long white beard was dangling over the fire. Oh, Santa, he's a big fat fuck. Without the chimney, got his fat ass stuck. Oh, honey, call the lawyers fast. Mrs. Claus is gonna sue my ass.
And that's probably a good place to end.
I dig
I
it.
love Ben Folds' voice is smooth as fucking butter.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he seems like he'd be so, telling nice, laid back stories, but it's always a little tongue in cheek about something like a little sarcastic, and I love him for that. So yeah, so that's why that was my choice.
All right. Why don't we jump to something a little faster that was on two of our lists? Well, actually, I didn't look at your final list, John. I just thought you put it on our playlist.
You're just like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck what this guy is doing.
It was the Blink-182. Happy Holidays, You Bastard. That one's pretty I don't know. That was
pep in its step.
Yeah, it definitely will speed things up a bit here, but that was one that like I remember when that one was it was Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, right? So
couldn't remember where that was, but
like that was a big album. Probably their last big album, right? And boom.
It's Christmas Eve and I've only wrapped 2 fucking presents. Christmas Eve and I've only wrapped 2 fucking presents. And I hate your guts. I hate your guts. And I'll never talk to you again. Unless your dad will suck me, I'll never talk to you again. Unless your mom will touch me, I'll never talk to you again. Ejaculate into a song, never talk to you again. I'll never talk. It's Labor Day and my grandpa just ate 7 fucking hot dogs. Labor Day and my grandpa just ate 7 fucking hot dogs. And he shit his pants. He's always fucking shit his pants. And I'll never talk to you again. Unless your dad will suck me, I'll never talk to you again. Unless your mom will touch me, I'll never talk to you again. Ejaculate into a song, never talk to you again. I'll never talk to you again.
And nice and short. I was going to say that one was like less than a minute.
Yeah.
It's so easy to play a whole song.
That's like the last great Blink-182 song. But that one's been on my my punk Christmas playlist for a long ass time.
So I guess if we're going like this and we're just we're trying to have as much fun as possible, I think my next one is probably one of my funnest ones. And I tried to go Canadian because, dude, we're going into this, fucking John was like, oh, I have this extensive list. And I was like, shit, I want to work really hard to impress him to find new songs that he might want to put on his list, or just at least be like, oh shit, I didn't hear that one. So I was like, fuck, I'm going to go Canadian. Turns out he loves Canadian rock. So I still got this one past him though. Again,
you got quite a few, because I was going to say, like, you shot me that list this afternoon, and honestly, like, about half that list I was teetering, like, I was like, do I put that one on? Do I not put that one on? And then, like, you pushed me right over the edge on, like, about 4 or 5 songs that were already on my list. So it was perfect. So I appreciate it. And yeah, it was great.
And I know which one you're about. I know the one you're about to say, and it's I grew up on the Dr. Demento show, and this was one that was played every year on the Dr. Demento show at Christmas time. So I was excited.
And that's probably where,
like, a minute or so till they actually start the song, because they just hit it for the first bit. But
yeah, that song is that's probably where I heard it too, was Dr. Demento, before I like really knew anything else other than about SCT or anything like that.
And
nice graphic.
Okay, Good Day is Christmas part of the album, and you can play this at your Christmas parties or to yourself on Christmas Eve.
I just love listening to them. Like, I don't even want to jump ahead.
You thought like I wasn't on this part.
Oh, I guarantee you'd be on.
It's,
okay, so
it's
Good Day
so off the
this is
cuff
Christmas
sounding.
part, and we're gonna tell you what to get your true love for Christmas.
Look out the window.
Where?
Or
what are you doing?
No.
What? Oh, it's a great white north, and it's snowing because it's Christmas.
What are you doing?
Hey, hold on.
What is quick is they're in a studio. Like, I'm sure he has no fucking clue what he was pointing
What
at.
are the 12 days of Christmas? Just figure it out, right? Christmas is when?
The 25th.
Right. And what's the 24th? Christmas Eve, right? So that's two. And then what's after that? Boxing
Wrestling Day.
No.
Boxing Day. Yeah.
That's 3.
I know.
Then what's after that? Nothing.
New Year's.
4. And what's
New Year's Eve?
5.
Okay.
Where do you get 12?
There's 2 Saturdays and Sundays in there. That's 4. That's 9. And 3 other days, which I believe are the mystery days.
Okay, now this is our Christmas song. In case you don't know what to get somebody for Christmas.
There's lots of ideas in here, so listen and don't get stuck.
Okay.
By the way, that's me on the organ. You start.
Okay. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me beer.
On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtlenecks
and a beer. Okay. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French toasts,
2 turtlenecks,
and a beer.
Okay, there should be more there, right?
Go.
Fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 pounds of back bacon,
3 French toasts,
2 turtlenecks,
and a beer
in a tree.
See,
You need
yeah.
more.
On the fifth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden toques,
4 pounds of back bacon,
3 French toasts,
2 turtlenecks,
and a beer
in
a tree. Okay, on the 6th to go.
Christmas, my true love gave to me 6 packs of 2 4,
5 golden toques,
4 pounds of back
3
bacon,
French toasts,
2 turtlenecks,
and a beer in a tree.
Okay.
On the 7th day of Christmas, my true love gave.
That's pretty good.
So do we need Chuck to translate tubes
what's a
and
tube?
back bake into for our American audience, U.S.
Back
audience?
bacon is that stuff that you guys call ham, basically, but it's not. It's like a whole other thing. It's so good.
Yep.
Yeah, you want to talk food? Chuck will talk food.
Okay.
Oh, I always want to talk food, but that's not
Oh, yeah.
today's episode, I guess. So.
Next stuff.
All right. So what do I want to do next year? We'll do it was okay. This one was one that, you know how sometimes you hear a song and you just assume that they're doing the original version because you've never heard the source material before. Till I met my wife, I always assumed that Jill Sobule was the person that sang this song. It's Merry Christmas from the Family, but it's actually a Robert Earl Keen song. He's kind of a countrified fella, and he had a fantastic version of it because since, you know, he originated it. And both are wonderful, but I only put the Jill Sobule version of it on, and that was from, I don't know, what the hell album was it? It's from You Slay Me is the name of the compilation album it was from in the 90s, I think.
Awesome. And
it's it's still got that countrified kind of feel, just a little more alternative.
Mom got drunk and Dad got drunk at our Christmas party. We were drinking champagne punch and homemade eggnog. Little sister brought a new boyfriend. He was a Mexican. We didn't know what to think of until he sang Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad.
And you don't really need to play the whole thing, but it's essentially this kind of messed up family dynamic, and somebody like sends somebody out to get some more booze and a pack of tampons, and it's just really like kind of very fun and off the cuff, like if you were actually at a family gathering. So that's what I enjoy about it. It's just that it actually gives you that feel of being in a fucked up family gathering and being right in the middle of it. So that's what I enjoyed about that song.
That's awesome. So the first one that I thought of when we started talking about doing this was, I love Sufjan Stevens' entire Christmas collection. I don't even know how many volumes there are to it, but the albums range from super traditional, awesome renditions of these super traditional songs, and then this one that I picked was an original. At least I think it is. Yeah, actually I know it is because I saw a cover of this song attributed to him. So it's called "Did I Make You Cry on Christmas Day?" And then in parentheses it's called "Well, You Deserved It." And but it's about like seasonal depression and stuff. Like it was.
Oh, okay.
It's just like something that I think almost everybody can relate to these days.
And that's Eric's heart monitor in the background.
Better slam some more of this.
This time of year, you always disappear. You tell me not to call, you tell me not to call. And when the door is closed, you're wearing different clothes or hiding in the paper, pretending not to hear. Inexpensive wine, I buy it all the time. You tell me take it back, you say you'll take it now. But I can see it now, you always tell me how I could do so much better. You said it in your letter. Did I make you cry on Christmas Day? Did I let you down like every other day? Did I make you cry on Christmas Day?
But I really
No,
like
but
that.
it's all
Love
good.
that- I love
Nothing.
that song.
And I thank you for bringing that to my attention because I honestly didn't realize that Sufjan Stevens had a Christmas collection. So I'm
Oh
gonna
my
have to
god,
look
yeah.
that up.
I looked it up on vinyl one time and the prices were ridiculous, but it's all on Spotify.
Cool.
And
Because vinyl is usually so fucking cheap and easy to come by.
I do like to support artists through buying vinyl, but that one's been around a little while, so it jumped up in price.
Well, I was going to say you're going to be supporting the secondary market, which is
Right, yeah, true. And I've bought, we do buy his releases as they come out on vinyl, so I'm going to stop defending myself right now.
Can you change the tag under Eric's name to Punk Hipster? I think that would work out really well.
All right, so next one I'll do is it's a guy named Mark Amendola, and he used to be in a band called Gargantua Soul from around here, which were a great kind of new metal band. And he also was in a band called Fear the State, which was a more traditional hard rock heavy metal band after Gargantua Soul. They're from like Connecticut. I'm in Western Mass. And so I traveled to see them all the time. And he put out a solo song called I Almost Met Santa Claus one year as a single, and he sent it out to everybody around the holidays. And it's made its way onto Spotify and all those streamers. So.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but
Oh, it's 3:30. I'm looking out the window, see if I can see Santa Claus delivering toys to all the girls and all the boys. I was told it comes around this time by my friend Tommy Jeremy Stein. Oh my, what is that out here? Santa Claus and his 8-sided reindeer. On Dasher, on Dancer, on Prancer, on Vixen, on Cupid, on Comet, on Donner, and Blitzen. Ho, 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 yells Santa Claus is in the middle of the room with a sack of toys.
And that's about you get there, but yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it's always good to hear the local fellas doing something, and I really enjoyed hearing that.
Right.
So.
Oh, that's awesome. Huh, I don't know where to take it. I feel like I keep taking it down a notch. I like a really somber Christmas.
You take it wherever you need to, buddy. You're in a safe.
It's cool.
You're in a safe holiday space. Come on in.
Yeah, fucker.
All right. Then I'm gonna go with a song that is always kind of been a depressing Christmas song.
Yay!
But it's like a mega hit.
Eric's gonna make a fucking album called Christmas Tracks to Cut Yourself To. Holy shit.
Happy Christmas, war is over. I mean, it's iconic. John Lennon.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's covered it. I made a little list of everybody, like not everybody, because it goes on and fucking on, but Alanis Morissette, REO Speedwagon, Jimmy Buffett, Miley Cyrus, Shinedown, Maroon 5, John Legend, Celine Dion, Josh Groban, The Fray. Like, it just keeps fucking going. So the Street Drum Corps did a cover of it with Burt McCracken of The Used, and it's a little haunting and kind of cool. So I picked that version.
War is over. War is over.
War
is over.
To be fair, the song's kind of haunting to begin with.
So this is Christmas, and what have you done? Another year over, and a new one begun. So this is Christmas, I hope you have fun, near and the dear ones, old and the young. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. So this is Christmas, for weak and for strong, for rich and the poor one.
So that was it. I mean, it goes
I always
on.
forget about this track.
Huh?
I always forget about this song.
It's a good one. I mean, I hear it a lot at Christmas time, but yeah. And I grew up on the Beatles and John Lennon, so he's like always on my radar.
Yep.
I was gonna play a quieter song, but nothing says Christmas like making your friends and family feel bad about themselves. So I'm gonna make Eric feel bad about his choice to make everyone else sad by making a fun happy song. So one of my picks.
I'm gonna double down and say fuck everyone.
Carols to Cut Yourself To by Cockrell. So you know what? I went with one that people might not expect from me, but I went with that kind of punky ska spirit that Muckspelt likes to play in.
Is it gonna be Miley Cyrus's Happy Christmas?
How do you guess? No, I grabbed No Doubt's Oi to the World.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I like about that one now is that like it's been around long enough that that's actually played in like stores and stuff. You know, like it is a traditional Christmas song now.
And like I said to Chuck earlier, I had actually put the original version of that song by the Vandals on there, but I actually really enjoy the No Doubt version. So I had waffled between, so I just swapped it out for another Vandals song, so it worked out perfectly. So,
oh yeah.
What a great bass start.
Archie was a punk just like any other boy, and he never had no trouble till he started up a sport. That's safe in the garage or singing in the top till Archie went too far and he clerking at the front. Was a cold Christmas Eve when Trevor and the Skins popped in for a pint and a nickel bag of crisps. Trevor liked the music but not the unity. He unwound Archie's turban and he he knocked him to his knees. And God came down on Christmas Day. I know exactly what he said. He said, "Or to the punks, and or to the skins, or to the world, and everybody wins." Hunchy was a bloody mess. He ran up through the crowd. He said,
I hope that people see this video at some point and they're just like, they see her bopping around in there and they're like, oh my gosh, she looks just like that lady from The Voice.
Like it,
No
it
Doubt,
always.
never heard of them.
I loved No Doubt, loved them so much, and I was so bummed when she went off and started doing her own thing. I was like, no, I want more ska.
That's one of those bands that I never think about too. Like when it comes to like everybody always talks about like Operation Ivy reuniting or something, and that's where I always go to. If I could pick a band to reunite, Operation Ivy would probably be it. Because all my other favorite bands have reunited. But I never think about No Doubt. Like I still wouldn't trade Operation Ivy for No Doubt. But
no, and the problem is that they came back together for one album after she had gone off and done some solo stuff for a while, and it just they couldn't quite get that. Like it was just not quite there. It was one of those, but it might have been if they'd kept going. You know, sometimes that first album back after you've been gone for a while, that's your buffer album. But that was it. So it was like, oh.
Maybe they don't need to reunite for a new album. Maybe just play some of your old tracks and have some fun.
Oh my God! Make a shit ton of money.
I was going to say, if you could get out there and recapture that energy, it was ridiculous. Those 3 and 4, like however many they ended up with touring together at the end, were just ridiculous. Like the energy coming off of that stage was amazing. So yeah. I would love to see them again.
Well, I'm going to take us back to some less than appropriate times. I picked a song from the 1950s.
Oh, well, all right.
Anybody familiar with Tom Lehrer? If you listen to the Dr. Demento regularly, you would know him once I hit play.
Okay.
He's a satirist. That's how you say it, or satirist? Satirist. Sounds fancier. And this one still holds up. It's got that anti-capitalist vibe that is timeless, sadly.
Your type of song is the Christmas Carol, although it is perhaps a bit out of season at this time. However, I am informed by my disc jockey friends, of whom I have none, that in order to get a song popular by Christmas time, you have to start plugging it well in advance. So here goes. It's always seemed to me, after all, that Christmas, with its spirit of giving, offers us all a wonderful opportunity each year to reflect on what we all most sincerely and deeply believe in. I refer, of course, to money. And yet none of the Christmas carols that you hear on the radio or in the street even attempts to capture the true spirit of Christmas as we celebrate it in the United States. That is to say, the commercial spirit. So I should like to offer the following Christmas carol for next year as being perhaps a bit more appropriate. Christmas time is here, by golly, disapproval would be folly. Deck the halls with hunks of holly, fill a cup and don't say when. Kill the turkeys, ducks, and chickens, mix the punch, drag out the dickens. Even though the prospect sickens, brother, here we go again. On Christmas Day, you can't get sore. Your fellow man you must adore. There's time to rob him all the more. The other 360 of war. Relations sparing no expense'll send some useless old utensil or a matching pen and pencil. Just the thing I need. How nice.
So he's always been one of my favorites. And a super not punk, but also has that punk message.
Yeah,
any kind of satirist and like anything like that that's got that good sense of sarcasm and societal disdain is definitely going to fit into that punk mindset. Yeah. So
I remember people talking about the Smothers Brothers and commenting how they were punk, and I'm like, okay, like I get it. But
there's a big punk element to comedy, I think.
Right.
I mean,
So for my track, my next one, I like irony. And I feel like there's almost nothing more ironic than having a Canadian band sing about a green Christmas. So it's not going to bring the house down, but Bare Naked Ladies doing Green Christmas just sounded like a lot of fun to me.
You can keep talking while I find it.
And for the next track, you can have your kitty pick one out. So
It's a catnip Christmas.
mine looks very similar to yours, but he has a sinus problem.
The streets are filled with Christmas cheer. At least it's only once a year. Perfect parcels tied with perfect bows, and carols ringing in my ear. Bundled up against the cold, lines wherever gifts are sold. Each shop window displays a Christmas scene for everybody young and old. Icicles on each troughs and tinsel on the tree, but it's a green Christmas for me. Couple skating on the pond, making angels on the...
I like it.
Yeah.
I did kicked it back up a notch. It's fun.
And I guess for mine, I'd be remiss not to have another song with fuck in it. So I promoted it that way, and I got to follow through. It's Christmas and I Fucking Miss You by Charlie Bliss and Pup. It came out like maybe a couple years ago, and I love Charlie Bliss, and I've been digging on Pup too.
Yeah, Pup has been solid.
I think that's one of our other co-hosts, Ben's favorite bands, if I recall.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. And if not, he's not here to say otherwise.
Exactly.
I'm alone, it's manic depressive, crying on the couch to Elton John. So deck the halls to celebrate small, but I'm not feeling glad at all. This holiday is not the same without you by my side. I'll still try to force a smile, just hope I make it out alive. It's Christmas, so I fucking miss you.
Walking down the streets alone, humming every single carol that I know, but I can't even sing it to it. They all sound like shit without you. Don't know how I even sleep at night. Staring out at the Christmas lights, I should get drunk. We should call it, 'cause this whole year's been dog shit anyway.
That's probably a good. Have to see the puppy and stuff.
I dig that.
Yeah, obviously some of that was filmed during COVID times, it looks like. So
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I gotta say, this playlist that you started, John, that me and Chuck contributed to, that's a bomb ass playlist. Like, I'm gonna rock out the rest of my fucking Christmas season with that at work. Like,
yeah, I think it came in at just under like 4 hours. So if anybody wants to, put it on shuffle for your Christmas party, we got plenty of tunes for y'all. So
yeah, I was digging
Share
that.
it around.
Yeah, share it around.
Yeah.
Probably gotta start wrapping it up. So I have two that I'm gonna throw out real quick, and then we can move on to Chuck. And if you want to throw two out, you can. If you got one, that's cool too.
I got one.
Be on the receiver. The first one I'm just gonna throw out real quick, just because of our conversation last week, where we talked about Green Day for an hour. I had kind of missed. I either missed that there was a Green Day Christmas song, or I or I just forgot that there was a Green Day Christmas song.
At
I
Target,
came across that and I was like, oh, well, we just talked about Green Day. It's what we call a callback in our industry, right, Chuck?
Oh, yes, it is.
John's also in the industry. I'm not gonna say it's a particularly amazing one. Maybe because of that, I shouldn't even play it. But fuck it, it's my show, right?
Fuck yeah.
Seasons, greeting cards and Christmas lights light up the city at the end of the year. This time I got no resolutions, giving thanks for nothing, the joy into a new year. Tonight, friends are what it's worth. Peace and love all there. And
Well, like, my thing about the song is it's like super safe. But it's a nice song. It's got a fine message. It's just like, okay. So
My
I'm not gonna
alternative title for your album is going to be It's My Christmas and I'll cut if I want to.
Okay. And then the other one that I have to bring out is Bad Religion Christmas songs came out just a few years ago, I think. It's good. I mean, it's funny because you think Bad Religion and you think, well, they're not like, what would they be doing a Christmas album? Like, that's fucked up. But actually, I pulled a quote about it from Rolling Stone, where Graffin was asked about them and Christmas, and if he celebrated Christmas, and he said, "Oh hell yeah, that's always the best part of the year growing up. It's one of the great traditions in most secular families in America. Most of my friends who are Jewish also loved Christmas, loved the holidays as much as I did." And it's true. Like Christmas, like you could say whatever about it, but that's not just for Christians.
Yeah.
So this one was one that I kind of dug, and I like some Bad Religion, so I picked this.
Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we had gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Now in Bethlehem in Israel, the blessed babe was born and laid within a manger upon this blessed morn. The witch's mother Mary did nothing to take in scorn. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of...
So I don't have to play a whole lot of that one, but it sounds pretty bomb. Like,
Yeah,
I recommend
I
that
like
one.
a lot.
Yeah. And I'll end it there. I also had Billy Idol on my list, but you can look it up if you need to hear it.
I don't remember what other tracks I had on my list, but I do know one I do remember is I'm not a Christmas guy necessarily, and so I loved the idea of looking for songs that we wouldn't hear a million times at the mall or whatever. And as I was looking, I was like, holy shit, Tom Petty has a Christmas song? Yeah, okay. So I threw some Tom Petty on there because who
again, right?
doesn't like Tom Petty?
Yeah. That is one that I've heard at the mall, though.
Have you?
I'm just challenging you to be a dick.
Oh, okay. I was like, fucking guy.
But it was making me wait through an ad, so we gotta just laugh for a few seconds anyway.
This was funny. Enjoyable coming.
Tom Petty is the good though.
Well, it's Christmas time again. Decorations are hung by the fire. Everybody's singing, all the bells are ringing out, and it's Christmas all over again.
I feel like if you took one of those AI programs and said, make a Tom Petty song that's also a Christmas Carol, that is exactly what the fuck they would spit out. It's just like, as soon as I heard it, I was like, yeah, that's a Tom Petty Christmas song. Okay,
Right.
yeah.
It does hit all the right notes and
It hit, yeah,
checks all those boxes.
every box.
Do you want me to remind you of your other Christmas songs, or?
Yeah,
But you go ahead, yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, well, if you wanted me to remind you, you've got the Spinal Tap song too. If you wanted to.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, that's a fucking funny one. Throw on a bit of I forgot about that one.
It's Christmas with the Devil is the name of it, Eric.
So appropriate.
That's a great album title too.
The elves are dressed in leather and the angels are in shades. The sugar plums are rancid and the stockings are in flames. There's a demon in my belly and a gremlin in my brain. There's someone up the chimney hole and Satan is his name. The rats ate all the presents and the reindeer ran away. There'll be no Father Christmas because it's evil's holiday.
That's pretty gold.
With them doing another Spinal Tap movie, we might just hear another Christmas song by them. You never know.
I know. We can only hope, right?
Right?
Okay, so I guess we're on to me. I'm going to do one more from my list and one that wasn't on my list here. There's a band called Lustra. They used to be called 17 before 17 Magazine sued them into oblivion about that.
What are they called?
And they were from Boston. That's how I got to know them, and they moved out to California. They did the song Scotty Doesn't Know from Eurotrip way back in the day.
That's a good
So
song.
they have a song called I'm Having Santa for Christmas. And that was a fun one.
What was the name of the band?
Lustra. Lustra.
They actually got sued by 17.
Yeah, I don't know exactly the whole story, but I know they were
Like, it's a
asking,
fucking
please,
number.
please stop using that. Yeah,
I
right
guess-
after their album Bikini Pie Fight, they were asked to change to Lustra. So,
Well, you're a big
oh, they got a
one.
video.
Why don't you step up here,
I
little
don't know if
boy?
it was an official video.
All right. What can I get you, little man?
What do you have?
Well, if you've been a good boy, anything.
I actually
you
pulled
want.
this
Come on,
video
son.
right out
What's
of
about-
Chuck's
what's the bag of
internet
chips?
history.
Okay. I'll take a bag of chips.
Well, is there anything else I can get you? I mean, a bag of chips isn't much.
How about you?
I loved you since I was 10, and now the summer's back again. And this year trains and toys won't do.
and it probably goes on like that for a while. Yeah, it's a little crazy. That's what I liked about this band.
I'm gonna have to have my kid unsubscribe to my channel.
Just heard the reindeer laugh. Up on the roof is where you stand. I wonder if you
Okay, I think you get All right, and to really end on brand for what I've been saying all episode is there's the song "Fear, Fuck Christmas." So I think that's a good, happy way to end the show.
Don't despair just because it's Christmas. Children there are so gay at Christmas. All the children on the street hope they get something good to eat. But for me, it's not so great. Fuck Christmas! 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 Fuck Christmas!
Nice.
And that's it. That's the whole fucking thing.
They got their whole message out in 30 seconds. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
And that worked out to right about an hour, so good job,
Really
guys.
Nailed it. Well, thanks everybody. Thank you guys.
Thanks everybody, and thanks for another great year. We're not sure if we're going to be, I don't know if we're going to be on again before the end of the year. So just in case, we'll say, thanks for
See you
another
next
great
year,
year.
or see you sooner.
Yep. And happy holidays.
Merry
Thanks for
fucking
joining us,
Christmas.
Chuck.
Merry fucking Christmas. That's about it.
Hey, you made it through an entire episode. Good for you. If you're looking for more, give the rest of the channel a look, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. We'll catch you fuckers next time. Later.
Muckspout.